Hello everyone. I thought I'd give you a little garden update as to what we're doing. So far I've got a very nice bed of marigolds. My peas have been putting on a few little pea pods. Not as many as I'd hoped, and they haven't gotten as big and bushy as I'd hoped to. The row hasn't. I think some of that is because while our nighttime temperatures are nice and cool, they're getting into the 60s at night. Our daytime temperatures have been really up in the 90s, and peas really don't like hot daytime temperatures. But yeah, and I think my watermelon vines have finally decided they're going to live. This one's actually starting to vine out, and this one has gotten over its I'm going to die thing, and it's actually starting to grow. A little late. They should have been doing this a month ago. I doubt I'll get any fruit, but little surprise next to my eggplant, which probably won't produce because I only have one and it just blooms one little flower at a time. I've got volunteer tomato. I have no idea how I got a volunteer tomato in this bed, since I've never grown tomatoes in this bed. Not one, but two volunteer tomatoes. It'll be interesting to see what they actually produce. My zucchini is starting to set fruit. I've got a nice little cute baby zucchini right down there. This is regular green zucchini. I don't know if we can see, but this is my straight neck squash, and it's putting out its fruit. I've already got a couple going, really strong. And this is my little Mexican zucchini, and it's got some nice zucchini starting on it too. My sun gold tomatoes are starting to set fruit. Hope you can see. It's really hard for me to see, but there we've got some nice little baby fruits. They're nice and green. Can hardly wait until they turn yellow. They are the sweetest little cherry tomatoes. This one's been putting on blossoms, but so far no fruit yet. This one's got blossoms. Nice, it's blooming. No fruit yet on this one. This one has some blossoms. I know some of my tomatoes, and look right down there. I've got my first tomato down there. This is the Sunny Boy. So it will be, right now it's kind of green, but it will be bright yellow when it's ripe. And my early girl is starting to put on fruit. This one I got from my daughter. I don't remember what it was. I think it's some kind of beefsteak. It's blooming. Whether or not it puts on fruit, we will see. So we'll now go and check and see what's going on in the pumpkin patch. Well, the pumpkin patch is starting to vine out. Look at that vine, it's almost to the lawn. I'm going to have to start turning them. I usually do. When they get here, I start trying to get them to turn and go inwards so that it does not get out onto the lawn. But as you can see, this first row here, which is the one that I have white pumpkins in it, Casper's, and the one packet of seeds was Casper's, the other packet of seeds was Casper Jack-o'-lantern mix. That's what they called it. My two little peach trees that were trying to die on me earlier this spring when they were infested with aphids are recovering nicely. It's wonders what a good spray will do. I've sprayed them both really good. Got rid of all the aphids, and now they're just putting on lots of good growth here. My two little volunteer trees, which I am going to eventually plant in the back, are doing very well. I might even just do these as fall plantings. Plant them later on this, probably in September. Get them planted out back there where I want them. But this first row, the pumpkins are doing very well. And yeah, these are this row here is, these two rows I should say. The next two rows are my jack-o'-lantern Howden pumpkins. And they'll be nice and orange and perfect for carving. And got this vine's heading off in the wrong direction, so we will turn it around and try to get it to vine in a row first. Eventually I'll lose control of the vines and they will just be going all over in the pumpkin patch. But for right now, while they're young and starting to grow, I can direct the vines in the direction I want to. Been mowing my lawn, getting my lawn clippings down to help keep down weeds. So it's doing very well. And this one is supposed to have some warty pumpkins in it. I don't know. And I put a few jack-o'-lantern seeds in this one to fill it out. This one is the Big Macs. It's Big Macs get larger than your regular carving jack-o'-lantern, but they're smaller than your Atlantic Giant. But they have the same really super thick, really thick vines, as you can see, and the large leaves. Let's see if we can, okay. It's about as far as that one's going to turn. As it grows, I will coax it to head straight towards that other tire. Right now, these vines seem to want to head off into the raspberries. And I do not want them heading into the raspberries. So we'll just gently redirect. And they are doing very well. As you can see, the Big Macs row, the pumpkins are getting very large. Really, their cold, chilly spring, they kind of got a late start, but I should still have plenty of pumpkins by October. And this little pumpkin, which has been struggling so much, is finally taking off and growing very well. And it shouldn't take it too long to catch up with the rest of them and just be vining out all over. I spent 2 weeks getting my raspberries all weeded, and so grass is coming back up again real fast. It does. You water it and it grows, but they should do so much better now. I've finally fixed my soaker hose in there, and tonight I'm going to be putting, so you can see my raspberries. Raspberry plants, yes, I will be putting a soaker hose on them for the night tonight, and it should help because I've angled the soaker hose to really get a lot of these areas. And some of these are still showing signs of the hot weather. You can see they're putting out some new growth, but a lot of the tops last couple of weeks, even with the sprinkler going, and the sprinkler does reach all the way over here. With all the weeds, they weren't getting as much water as they should have, and so they really suffered. Well, now for the next thing. I've got ripening raspberries. Oh, one more thing. These raspberries bear every year on both old canes and the new canes. You can see these are the new canes. And this is one of the old canes from last year. The first berries always set fruit on the old canes, usually in June, but like again, our cold spring really slowed down everything, so it's July. They're about a month behind norm. But the old canes will die off during the summer, but they usually come up with the first fruit, and it's usually small berries. As you can see, these are very small berries. They don't get very big, these first berries on the old canes. And they will die off during the summer, and I'll clip them out as they die. But at about time the old canes are all died off, the new canes, usually in August, mid-August, they will start bearing fruit. So first of August to mid-August is when they normally bear fruit, but they're a little slow this year. Everything's a little slow, so I should have been picking raspberries off the old canes for the last month, and I haven't, and the new canes should have already be setting flowers, and they're not quite there yet. They're getting close. In fact, you can see this one's actually got a little flower bud forming right here in the middle. It's got some little tiny flower buds there. So these new canes, and the new canes, they're the ones you get the big berries off, and they will bear from the middle, usually first to middle of August, all the way up through a hard frost. And so generally I can get raspberries from June all the way through October, sometimes even into November, depending on when we get a really hard freeze. Now, let's take a look at our sunflowers, and can you believe that? Since the last video I made, only a few were peeking above the fence line, and now they are, all of them, taller than the fence. You can see my little volunteers are still kind of chugging away there, but these are my mammoth sunflowers. They get super tall. Generally, they get about 8 to 10 feet tall, and they have really large flowers, and the seeds are those big striped seeds like what you buy in the grocery store. And they are just huge. They are just amazing right now. They are looking so big. I've also got to get my hemp twine. I've usually use it for crafts and stuff, but I also use it in the garden, and I will be tying them to the top rail of the fence so that they don't get heavy and fall over. And so far I only lost one, and I'm not sure if it was an accident. I had my neighbors cleaned up all the trash I had back here, and he had his sons do it, and they may have accidentally broke one, or if it got broke by, well, just the pocket gophers, the voles. I had a really hard time last year with my sunflowers because the rodents would come out and they would chew it up the base of the stems, and then they would fall over and they were dead. But let's see if we can get past my little rope here. See, go through the raspberries and look down under because it's tied to the second rail. But yeah, they are doing so well. You can see they are doing really well here. So we've had some windstorms, and fortunately none of them have actually blown over yet. which is really great. But of course, having them in this spot means when the wind blows up from the south, it blows them against the fence. Yeah. Oh, and this is the one that got snapped off early on. And like I said, I don't know if it was just wind, if it was rodents, if kids helping to clean, accidentally banged it and broke it. Have no idea. I just came home from work and that one was snapped off. So, but yeah, it is looking so good. They are looking so good. I can't even tell if they're starting to, I don't think they're starting to form flower buds just yet. Doesn't look like it. It looks like still just more leaves. Looks like more leaves down in the center there. And so yeah, they're gonna get so tall. I think my tallest one here is probably about as tall as I am, and I'm currently now 5'4". Used to be 5'5", but it's a problem with getting older. You can sometimes shrink, and I've been shrinking. So they're about 5'4", and they're going to grow at least another 3 feet before they even start blooming. But I think they're just looking amazing. I love, love, love my sunflowers. So, yeah. If you want to take a look, I've worked way out back behind my back fence today. Had a lot of farmers went and plowed up the verge close to the fence, but there was still so much grass and weeds growing back there. I went back and whacked it down as best I could, but it really does clean up the bottom of that fence line. Cleans it up so well. And it looks really, really good. Let's go take a walk and look at what my cleanup I did back there today. Okay. Yep, I just kind of whacked along the bottom fence line here. Sorry about that. And went and just cleaned it up good so it's not tall and weedy anymore. As you can see, they came and took a tractor, the farmers did, and they kind of plowed this area on the west side. This is the west side of my fence, and I came and trimmed down the grass that grows here since I can't get my mower over it. It's just way too uneven. I went and unearthed a lot of their stuff too. Stuff that's been getting left. And as you can see, they got that weedy area all plowed up, and I went and whacked down the grass. So it looks so much better. It just makes it look so much neater. I also found this nice big chunk of lava rock, and I'm gonna go get my cart and roll it into it and bring this up and wash it off good. I like to use these. I've got a flower bed in my front yard that I use these stones as a border, and I've got some areas where I got a lot of little stones because I ran out of big ones. But boy, these basalt rocks are so heavy. But yeah, it's a nice big chunk of lava. It was laying in the dirt over there. In fact, there's the big hole it was in. That's one thing. These things keep getting, they get just kind of, they're all over. That's what happens when you live in an area that once upon a time had a lot of volcanic activity. Yep, the weeds are all whacked down, as you can see. And I may have to come back and do some more whacking. I used a hand scythe and my hedge clippers. I still haven't gotten my dad's old string trimmer up and running yet, so but I've been keeping this area that gets water from the field sprinklers mowed, and it's actually looking quite nice, even with it's still fairly weedy, but some of the grass is really coming back really good. And if I could just keep the weeds mowed down so they can't go to seed, the grass here, this lovely field grass, will take over. And these new little blades, they are so soft. They are so soft. And eventually I'll have a nice, thick, soft, grassy back lot. Got to get hoses and start getting those dry areas watered so the grass will start coming back there too. But it looks so much better. Just so much better. All that hard work really paid off. And I've still got other areas of my property I need to attend to and clean up. I'm trying to get everything I can done. But this year, cleaning up things is getting most important. As you notice, trash pile. It happens when you're cleaning up. You pile things up and until you got enough for somebody to haul away in a trailer. And yes, I moved the greenhouse frame, and it's still very leany. I don't know what to really do about it other than find some small T-posts and put it behind those support posts and tie the support posts to them on both sides. I think this is pretty much where I want it right now. This is where I would have liked to have had it earlier this year, was just the side of my garage for right now. Wish it had a better frame, boy. It would have been nice if it had had a nice steel frame instead of an aluminum frame. But yep, we're cleaning up. Getting another pile ready to go to the dump. Hauling metal stuff out so it can go to recycling. And someday this place will be clean and organized the way I want it to be. And I hope this trash pile isn't the thumbnail that YouTube picks. YouTube sometimes picks a really... They'll pick a thumbnail and you'll just be going, really, YouTube? That one? Oh, boy. Well, lots of hard work has been going in around here for the last week, so, but it's looking better. It's looking a whole lot better. Anyways, if you like this video, please share it with your friends. Tell them to subscribe, hit the like button, and ring the notification bell so they can be notified of my next videos. And I'll see you all on the next video.